Welcome to Forbidden Planet 42, celebrating 42 amazing years of the Forbidden Planet store. And, trying to answer the ultimate question to life, the universe, and everything. Welcome also to Behind the Scenes at Forbidden Planet, and which is a series we're running within FP42. And I'm delighted to be joined for this Behind the Scenes by a Forbidden Planet legend, our area manager, Mr. Steve Wren. How are you, Steve?
I'm very well, thanks, Andy. Very well.
Excellent. So, mate, can you share with myself and the viewers, like, how long you've been at Forbidden Planet for and what your actual role is?
Sure. I've been in the industry pretty much all my life. And I've worked for Forbidden Planet for, let's just say I've been here since the early years of this century.
Yeah. Excellent, mate. Yeah. And what does being the area manager involve?
Basically, I'm in charge of all the stores outside London. So I do a lot of traveling. I spend as much time as I can working with the teams on the shop floors. And I read a lot of spreadsheets and I write a lot of emails.
Yeah. Yeah, two things with which I'm tremendously familiar. Mm-hmm. And before you worked at Forbidden Planet, were you a fan? Were you a comic book sci-fi fan? Yeah.
That's why I work at Forbidden Planet.
Right on, brother.
Absolutely. I started reading. Those of you may remember this. I bet Alice Cooper remembers this. Yeah. Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine.
Oh man, yeah, Forrest J. Ackerman, right?
Sorry, yeah. Absolutely. And I fell in love with the Universal monsters in particular. That strange black and white world. Yeah, absolutely. I watched Bride of Frankenstein again.
It's such a great film. It really holds up as well, mate.
Strange film. Loved it.
Yeah.
And that's what really got me into this kind of world of the fantastic and of science fiction. And I started reading comics. I started reading Batman, of course.
Yeah, of course. What was your favourite Batman run, Steve?
Oh, gosh. Well, I could say Killing Joke. That would be pretty true. But I've got to tell you, I love some of those in the old Neil Adams.
Oh man, Denny O'Neil, and Neil Adams run. Dick Giordano on inks, fantastic.
I'll tell you the strangest one.
Yeah,
it's it was something called Robin Dies at Dawn.
Yeah,
do you remember that? It was an 80s dive.
Yeah,
and I just watched the TV series with Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
and then to pick this comic up and to find out that Robin had died.
Yeah, yeah,
freaked me out when I was a kid. So yeah Batman. And then I sort of moved into very interested in American comic strips of the 1920s and 1930s.
Oh, like which ones, mate?
Particularly the original Popeyes.
Oh, nice, yeah.
You got Popeye. Oh,
Elsie Seeger, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, Crazy Cat, George
Harris. Oh, awesome.
Cat, which is just the best comic strip.
It is amazing stuff. I'm actually a big fan of the Phantom from that early period of time. When it was it's Lee Falk and Ray Moore was the artist, the original Phantom artist. For me, the best one, and it had a level of tension and kind of violence that it didn't have later on in the strip.
Well, then I kind of moved on to EC Comics.
Well, speaking of violence.
Well, quite.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that sort of. I love the war comics in particular. Harvey Kurtzman.
Oh yeah.
Bill Elder and the great Jack Davis.
Oh mate, you're so right. Yeah. You're so right. I can see why you're drawn to the war comics because obviously if you've been in as many Forbidden Planet planning meetings as you and I have, it's important to be schooled in that environment and be ready for battle.
Absolutely, improvise, adapt. Overcome.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, what's that word my old friend Moose used to say? No plan survives first contact with the enemy, right? So Steve, what are your for you, what have been the highlights of your time of your many years at Forbidden Planet?
Well, I've been thinking about this, and the opening of the Newcastle Megastore in February 2017 has got to be a highlight. I mean, it's the most complicated, most ambitious thing we've ever done in many ways. And think about it. We took over a bank to make a Forbidden Planet. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? In fact, if you go into Forbidden Planet, you can't really see them now. The doors to the bank vaults are still in the basement of Forbidden Planet Newcastle.
How awesome. Oh, that's fantastic, mate. I love it.
You just couldn't get them out.
Yeah, they're too heavy to remove. Yeah. My dad used to manage a bank in central Liverpool in Kirkdale, actually, just by the Everton grounds. And yeah, I know how solid those doors are. They're just immovable, right?
Well, if you go into Forbidden Planet Newcastle, you go into the basement, just behind the A to Z fiction section, hidden, there are some bank vaults. All good. So that's it. That's a huge achievement for everybody involved, the whole team. Getting that done was amazing. But the more I think about it, I mean, over the years, I've been lucky enough to meet all sorts of amazing creators, talented people, and you've seen a lot of them. You guys will see a lot of them on the trailer for this anniversary event.
Right on. Yeah.
It's not just the famous people that I'm going to remember. It's everyone. It's the people I've worked with and the customers, and particularly the customers who've come through the doors. These are smart, interesting, funny people. They're as passionate about what we do as we are. I learn something new every day from these folks. I laugh every day, and I'm never, ever bored.
Yeah.
So that's the highlight for me.
Well said, brother. You know, I couldn't agree more with every word that you've said.
Well, I'd like to just say a huge thanks. So I'd like to say a huge thanks to people on both sides of the counter. You've made this all possible, and we really couldn't have done this without you. So thank you very much.
Yeah, here. Thank you, mate. Well said. And that's it for this behind the scenes at Forbidden Planet. You have been watching the immortally positivist Mr. Steve Wren, my brother. Thank you very much for hanging out with us, mate. It's great to see you, Steve, as always.
All good fun. Take care. See you soon.
Take care, man. All the best. Bye-bye.